Partial covalent character of ionic bonds. As covalent bonds have some partial ionic character, similarly ionic bonds have some partial covalent character, which is given by Fezan's rule. According to him, when a cation approaches an anion, the electron cloud of the anion is attracted towards the cation and hence gets distorted. This is the distortion of an anion electron cloud by approaching the cation towards it. The effect is called polarization of the anion by the cation. The polarization here increases from left to right when the cation approaches towards the anion. What is polarizing power? The power of cation to polarize the anion. And polarizability is the tendency of anion to get polarized. Next is the factors which favors the formation of covalent bond. First one is small size of the cation. Smaller the size of the cation, greater is its polarizing power. For example, lithium chloride is more covalent than potassium chloride because lithium has the small size, and in case of potassium chloride, potassium has the larger size than lithium, and the size of the cation is smaller, greater is its polarizing power. That's why lithium has more polarizing power than potassium ion, and it forms more covalent bond than potassium chloride. It is more covalent than potassium chloride. Next is the large size of the anion. Larger the size of the anion, greater is its polarizability, means the hold on the electron cloud by the nucleus decreases. As the size of the anion decreases, it means electrons are more far away from the nucleus. For example, in case of iodine negative and F negative, here the size of the anion is larger, it means there is less nuclear attraction. And in case of fluoride ion, it has more nuclear attraction and its size is smaller, and the polarizability increases with increasing size and it decreases with the decreasing size. That's why polarizability of iodine is more than that of fluoride ions. Next is a large charge on the cation. Larger the charge on the cation, greater is its polarizing power, because the electron cloud of the anion is more easily and strongly attracted by the cation, and hence the covalent character increases. For example, in case of NaCl, MgCl2 and AlCl3, here Na is +1 charge, MgCl2 in which magnesium is +2 charge, and in case of aluminium chloride, aluminium has +3 charge. As the charge on the central atom cation is increases, its polarizing power also increases, and hence the covalent character increases. That's why NaCl is ionic, MgCl2 is somewhat covalent, and aluminium chloride is more covalent. Next is the electronic configuration of the cation. If the two cations have the same size and charge, then one with the pseudo-noble gas configuration, means 18 electrons in the outermost shell, has greater polarizing power than the other with noble gas configuration, that is with 8 electrons in the outermost shell. For example, CuCl is more covalent than NaCl because copper has pseudo-noble gas configuration, means 18 electrons in the outermost shell, but in case of NaCl, Na has 8 electrons in the outermost shell. That's why CuCl is more covalent. Copper chloride is more covalent than sodium chloride. Next is the characteristics of covalent bond. First is physical state. Covalent compounds are exist in all the three forms, that is solid, liquid and gaseous. Next is crystal structure. They also form crystal structures, but in their crystal structures they have molecules rather than ions. Ions are in case of ionic compounds. Next is the melting and boiling points. They have low melting and boiling points because of presence of weak van der Waals forces of attraction between the molecules, between the atoms, and they require less energy to break the bond, and hence their boiling point and melting points are low. Next is the solubility. They are soluble in organic solvent but insoluble in water because they do not dissociate into ions into the aqueous solution. That's why they do not solubility in water. They are always soluble in the organic solvents like CCl4, carbon disulfide, benzene, ether, etc. Next is the electrical conductivity. They are bad conductors of electricity because they have no free ions for movement. That's why they are bad conductors of electricity. And electricity is due to the movement of ions in case of electrolytes, and in case of conductors it is due to the movement of electrons. Next is non-ionic reactions. Covalent compounds do not show ionic reaction, they show molecular reactions because covalent compounds have molecules to react with each other. Next is directional characteristics and isomerisms. Atoms in the covalent compounds are held together by shared electrons and not by the electrostatic forces. That's why it is rigid and directional. They also show structural and stereoisomerism. Stereoisomerism means in which the atoms are arranged in the three-dimensional space around the central atom. Next is hybridization. Hybridization is the mixing of atomic orbitals which are having slightly different energies, and they form new hybrid orbitals of equal energies and identical shapes. For example, carbon in ground state, its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2px1 and 2py1. But in excited state, one of the electron from s orbital jumps to the pz orbital, and their electronic configuration becomes 1s2, 2s1, 2px1, 2py1 and 2pz1. Here these are the four orbitals, atomic orbitals of carbon. One is s orbital, 2s orbital, this is 2px, this is 2py and this is 2pz. When they mix together, they form four new hybrid orbitals of equal energies and identical shapes. This is a hybrid orbital which has one small lobe and other one is large lobe. The small lobe indicates the lesser density of electrons, and this large lobe indicates the more density of electrons. Next is the types of hybridization. First one is diagonal or sp hybridization, in which one s atomic orbital mixed with one p atomic orbital to form two new hybrid orbitals like this, which gives a linear arrangement, and the shape of the molecule is linear with bond angle of 180 degree. For example, BeCl2, in which beryllium s orbitals are mixed with p orbitals of chlorine to form the linear shape with bond angle of 180 degrees. And other examples of linear shape are like CO2, BeH2, C2H2, HgCl2. These are some other examples of sp hybridization and diagonal hybridization. Next is the trigonal or sp2 hybridization, in which one s atomic orbital mixed with two p atomic orbitals to form three new hybrid orbitals, and the shape of the molecule is planar, trigonal planar, and its bond angle is 120 degree. For example, CH2 double bond CH2. This is the carbon in which the three bonds are formed by the in which this carbon is formed a single bond with this carbon. Here it is sp2 hybridized, and this is pp overlapping, and the bond formed is sigma bond, and these are two hydrogen atoms which overlap with the sp2 hybridized orbitals of carbon and form the sigma bonds. Similarly, for the other carbon, these two hydrogen form the sigma bond with the two sp2 hybridized orbitals of carbon, and these two are unhybridized orbitals of carbon which overlap sideways to form the pi bond. It means sp2 hybridization have some pi bond as well as sigma bond, means unsaturation in the there is unsaturation in the compounds. Next is tetrahedral or sp3 hybridization, in which the bond angle is 109 degrees 28 minutes. For example, CH4. Its geometry is tetrahedral, in which four atomic orbitals, one is s and three p orbitals, mix together to form four new hybrid orbitals. And the shape of the molecule is tetrahedral with bond angle of 109 degrees 28 minutes. For example, in case of CH3 single bond CH3, in which carbon forms pp overlapping, and in this case both have sp3 hybridization, and the bond formed is sigma bond, and here three hydrogen atoms overlap with three sp3 hybridized orbitals of carbon to form sigma bonds. Similarly, for the other carbon, they form the sigma bond. It means the molecule contains 7 sigma bonds. And the other examples of sp3 hybridization is CCl4, SnCl4, NH4 positive, etc.